Andrew, what is your main interest in film, or do you have many, or what are you doing for this film coming up?
For this particular project, I am the executive producer, and I would say at this point that is my passion, that is my goal for future work, is as producer and production team. While at school, I produced 3 different short films. Produced one short film each semester while at school, and now moving into this as producer. I've also worked a little bit in camera team, but I tend to go back to producer when I have the option. So this particular project, I'm working executive producer.
All right. Where did that job position start? What did you have to tackle first?
I guess my first major project on Golden Vision Film was to start doing legal research and make sure that we could incorporate our company, and then go from there with donations, with creating contracts and legal documents for everything.
So a lot of paperwork and a lot of new information coming in.
Yes, a whole new education for me.
And, it's a lot of, there's a lot of things that I think filmmakers don't realize that they're going to have to tackle when they have a company.
Yes.
A lot of money issues, legal issues, just general management of the company itself. Has that been a burdensome learning experience? Has it been exciting? Where do you guys feel on your...
Overall exciting, yes. Definitely burdensome at times.
And very scary sometimes.
Why is that?
Just when we realize that we don't have any legal training per se, it's all so far been self-taught. And when you have a lawyer saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't even touch this issue without hiring a lawyer, it just goes, wait a minute, really? Okay, now I'm concerned that I'm missing something. But so far, we've been doing well. We've been working with just home research, and that's sort of what homeschoolers tend to do anyways. We just do it ourselves. Do the research, work it out. There's been a few areas that we've specifically avoided saying, yeah, we definitely don't have the legal know-how to touch this area. So we're going to avoid it, and hope that no issues come up as well.
And avoiding it has generally included mostly keeping our budget small.
Yeah.
Knowing that under our budget, we don't even apply for a lot of the things that, you really delve into in big legal issues once you start throwing huge amounts of money around. So, we said we don't fully understand all of this stuff, and to compensate for that, we need to keep our budget small.
Yeah.
We need to be at this level, because if we raise too high, we'll fall into the next category, and then we will need to be hiring lawyers and hiring accountants. And considering our budget and where we're at, by the time we were done doing that, we'd have no budget left for them to be protecting for us.
Exactly. It's just learning all the different taxes that any given state has, learning how they apply to everything that you're doing, and then doing your best to avoid them. It's, that's been a process in of itself, although I like to say if I don't have any revenue, I'm not going to pay any taxes.
So what I keep hearing from you guys over and over again is start small, and the Lord will give you a little bit, and then work up from there as He gives you more.
Exactly.
That's right. And I don't know if I could say that we should put this model into practice until a year from now, when we can look at the end results and see if it was a worthwhile endeavor. But from what we've been seeing, God's hand of blessing has been on this project, and especially in the last few days, in a quite literal way, as we've started talking to those who are financing this film and started to get the money. And just this morning, we got what we needed to go ahead and shoot. So we will be shooting. We've met our minimal budget. We would like to at least double that so that we can actually make a higher quality product. But we know now that we are going to go ahead and do production. We have the amount of money for that. So
right.
that was a major relief, and we had a good talk with a potential financer just this afternoon, and he was very interested. He hasn't given us a dollar amount that he'll put towards the project, but he said he will put some, which is always encouraging to see that coming in. But the idea of starting small has kind of encompassed this project, even going back again to script development. When we said we're going to make a feature, I sat down and started looking at, what does it take to make a feature? What is technically a feature-length film? And it was anything from 80 minutes on. So I said, all right, I'm going to aim for that 80-minute mark because we're going to make the smallest feature film we can possibly make. So, and at the time, as a writer, being a little unconfident, I thought it's going to take everything I can do to write 80 pages of script. Well, 97 to 107 pages later, I was like, I got to cut 20 pages out of this. So, and the idea to keep it small is, for the script anyway, is basically encompassing everything that we're doing. From trying to shoot the whole thing in 3 weeks. The smaller or the fewer number of pages you have to shoot in that amount of time, the better you'll be able to do those pages, and the less you'll be racing to try to get them all in. So really, we need to be able to shoot this in 3 weeks. We need to be able to shoot it on this budget, and everything stemming from a smaller script would save us money. So we thought we'll go with the smaller script. And in fact, it's been a great exercise for me as a writer, wanting to take it up to 100 pages and forcing myself to keep it at 80 has meant that I have had to go through and rigorously cut anything and absolutely everything that's not driving the story forward, to the point that many times I feel like I'm cutting too much and we need more in. And then it forces, a situation like that forces creativity, because we have to get this emotion and we have to get this aspect and this piece of dialogue. Instead of having it happen over 3 scenes, we need to force that all into one scene. And suddenly I was noticing that the scenes were becoming much more impactful on their own. And we didn't have these half frivolous scenes where one important thing happened, but we spent 2.5 pages on it. Suddenly it started going the opposite way, where we had so much happening in the scenes that, it was starting to feel, it's not an action piece by any stretch of the imagination, but when I was writing it, I felt like we were flying through certain portions of it just so quickly. So then we had to say, all right, we got to stop, and we got to put a scene in here just to slow the audience down, because otherwise it's going to, it's just going to race on too much. So working on the pacing and working on compressing this whole story down into 80 minutes has been truly both a dream and a nightmare. For artistic purposes, I can guarantee that the film is going to be better for having that limitation on it.